my name's Kimberly Cole. I'm from Davenant Foundation School. I'm interviewing with Sonia from Davenant International because she's an international rugby player. So firstly, what age were you when you started playing rugby?
I got into rugby when I was about your age. I'd already played a lot of sport at school, and then when I started college, my PE teacher, he was really keen for girls to do any sport, and so I was really lucky to have the chance to play rugby, and then it went from there really.
Do you think there should be more emphasis on women's rugby in the media?
Definitely. As you may well be aware or may not be aware, the last year was the first chance for women to take part in a World Cup that ran in conjunction with the Men's World Cup. It was the 7th World Cup out in Dubai. And that was a massive step for women's sport, not just in rugby but for women's sport overall. 80 countries took part in the World Cup, so obviously it's reaching out to a wide variety of people. And what the great thing is, the World Cup, the 15th World Cup, is taking place this September here in England. So hopefully it's going to start promoting women's rugby. But I mean, as you're probably aware, the sport on TV is minimal for women. Unless you're the top athlete in the world or you're a tennis player, your sport is just not shown on TV. And if it's not shown on TV, you don't get sponsorship, people don't know about it, people don't come and watch it. So it's a bit of a catch-22. Like, you know, without the coverage on TV, it's not going to grow because people don't know about it. But hopefully, with things changing, like the Sevens World Cup, Sevens now being into the Olympics being here in 2012, hopefully things will start to change.
How often do you train? Is it necessary to do extra fitness outside of training?
I do a lot of training. I have to say that in case my coaches are watching. I have to train twice a day. We have a training regime that's given to us by our Essence strength and conditioning coaches, and although we're not professional athletes, I still have to work, which is why I'm a PE teacher here. We still have the same kind of sports science support that a professional men's or professional women's tennis player would have, which means I have to go and see my trainer at least twice a week. I have England training at the weekend, so this weekend I'm off to England training Friday night. And we then have to try and balance that with our work. So most of the girls are lucky enough to be part-time, and thankfully Davenant here gives me a lot of support, gives me a lot of time off, which means I'm able to try and fit my training in around work. So I do have to fit in extra fitness, but that's all part of the training that our strength and conditioning coaches give us.
Do you get to travel around the world for rugby, and if so, where's the most interesting place you've been?
Yeah, I do get to travel around. Next Thursday, I fly to Moscow for the European Championships, and I've never been to Russia before, so I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully, as long as my visa comes through. It hasn't yet come through yet, so fingers crossed my visa comes. But yeah, I've been to lots of places in Europe. I've been to France, Spain, Italy, Wales, Scotland. I've been to Canada, so I get to travel around quite a lot. But unfortunately, when we get there, we don't get to see much of the country, much of the culture, because we usually see a hotel, a rugby pitch, maybe the coach travelling to and from it. So unfortunately we don't usually get to see that much, but it gives you a feel for the country, and hopefully gives you an idea if you want to then go back there and visit it in your own time.
And lastly, is rugby a sport that everyone can get involved in?
Definitely. Years ago, rugby used to be about big, burly men running around a pitch, but nowadays in the men's and the women's game, it's about being an athlete. The sport has changed. There's now 7s as well as 15s, and 7-a-side rugby is a lot more skill, a lot more. It's more of a spectator sport. People enjoy watching it regardless of whether it's men or women, which means, yeah, that anyone can take part, whether you're big, little, fast, powerful. And the other good thing is for younger boys and girls, the great thing is that tag rugby is a sport that's quite popular in primary schools, and we also run a lot of festivals here at our school, which is non-contact. They wear the little belts and they just tag it, and there's also touch rugby as well, which older people play once they've sort of had it and can't take too much contact, so that's hopefully a way of getting more people into the sport. So it's definitely a sport, whether you're male, female, whatever. It's a really good sport, so get involved.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.